ThunderClan has a new leader, Squirrel Star. To celebrate, let's rank every ThunderClan leader. We've seen 10 leaders over the years, and in this video, I'll be ranking them worst to best, based on how good of a leader they were. And for Squirrel Star, we will count her time as acting leader in Broken Code, so we have more to go off of. The 10 eligible cats will be leaders from the main series, along with Super Edition cats such as Sunstar, and novella cats such as Doestar, so no Owlstar. Let's get started. Number 10, Red Star, the ThunderClan leader from the time of Cloudstar, responsible in part for driving SkyClan away from the other clans. In fact, I'd argue he's the most responsible of the leaders, because ThunderClan and SkyClan shared the forest. And one of the last things SkyClan does in clan territory is get beat up by him and his warriors, fighting over land that SkyClan had previously given ThunderClan as a gift. Oh, and Red Star is the first cat to say SkyClan should leave. Banishing SkyClan is often regarded as the worst thing the clans have ever done collectively, and we have 2 Super Editions and 1 story arc about correcting this mistake. So safe to say, being involved in that makes him the worst ThunderClan leader. Number 9, Oakstar, the ThunderClan leader from Mapleshade's Vengeance and Pinestar's Choice. Honestly, Mapleshade is stupid, because if there was any cat to direct her anger towards, it wasn't Ravenwing or Frecklewish. He deserved it most. He had the final say in the decision of Mapleshade and her kits being banished. I get the tensions between RiverClan were high at this point. Appledust killed his son. Mapleshade lied that the kits were his grandkits. You can make an argument for Mapleshade's banishment being completely fair, but nothing really excuses banishing literal kittens. And as far as Pinestar's Choice goes, he does show love for his son Pineheart, but that doesn't exactly redeem him. Even if he is a competent leader, we always remember him as the cat who banished Mapleshade's kits. At least he didn't drive out an entire clan like Red Star. Number 8, Pinestar. Pinestar messed up so bad they added a rule to the warrior code based on his actions. Some argue he deserved his retirement, but the way he went about it is about as far from an honorable leader as you could go, becoming a kitty pet, leaving his mate Leopardfoot and his kit Tigerkit behind, despite Doestar warning him that his care for Tigerkit was the only thing that would stop him from destroying ThunderClan. Like he could have retired to the Elder's Den and still watched over Tigerkit, but it's clear he didn't care, and was only interested in securing the best life for himself. Number 7, Bramblestar. Bramblestar is an interesting case because he's a fine leader most of the time, and then an absolutely terrible, awful leader in one book, Squirrelflight's Hope. He ignores Squirrelflight's reasoning and gets needlessly aggressive against the peaceful sisters, who have already expressed their intention to leave clan territory soon enough that they wouldn't really cause any issues. Add in the fact that Leafpool lost their life and Squirrelflight almost lost their life, trying to protect the sisters from his cruelty, and yeah, that's no good. But what keeps him above cats like Pinestar and Oakstar is that there are positives to him as well. He leads ThunderClan fine through the storm, through the Darktail battles, and after that he advocates for SkyClan. And when the Ashfur situation makes him mentally unfit to be leader, he is humble enough to know when it is time for him to step down. And unlike Pinestar, stays with ThunderClan when he does that. Number 6, Doestar. I never see anyone talk about Doestar. She was leader during Goosefeather's Curse and Pinestar's Choice. She does make a very stupid decision in making Goosepaw an apprentice before he's even 6 moons old, then recommending him to get a full medicine cat name when he's only been trained for 3 moons, because his StarClan visions just impressed her that much. Overworking him so young probably made him burn out so much faster. She is a very prideful cat, not wanting Goosefeather to warn ThunderClan about the Great Hunger, and not admitting ThunderClan's weakness or asking for help during the Great Hunger, and refusing to eat much during the Great Hunger, which we assume plays a role in her death. In some ways she is careless, but in the end, she does stick with ThunderClan and sacrifices her last life for her clanmates, which is more than Pinestar can say. Number 5, Bluestar. I wanted to rank Bluestar higher because she is so iconic as the first leader of ThunderClan we meet in Into the Wild, but the fact that so much of her time as leader is rejecting StarClan and leaving Fireheart to carry the weight of the clan, it's hard to look at the cat who named Brightpaw Lostface and call her a good leader. Still, she does well at holding ThunderClan together during the time of Broken Star. She does a decent job training Fireheart. She keeps WindClan from being driven out. There are good parts to her too. She fits well next to Joestar in this list, because in the end both cats do care for ThunderClan and sacrifice themselves for them, but still made many mistakes along the way. Honestly, Bluestar, Joestar, and Bramblestar are very interchangeable depending on how you interpret their actions. Number 4. Sunstar. Sunstar is most certainly the most insignificant leader out of all the cats on this list. He really just exists to fill the space between Pinestar running away and Bluestar becoming leader. Sure, he only has 8 lives instead of 9, but that's no excuse for him to lose all of them so quickly. His biggest achievement is not choosing Thistleclaw to be his deputy, but I think any cat with common sense would have done the same. He has no major accomplishments, but also no major mistakes, so he's a solid leader. Yeah, it's kinda sad that he made it all the way into the top half of the list, just by being boring. Number 3. Squirrelstar. Even though Squirrelstar has been leader for what feels like 5 minutes, I think she already deserves number 3. I don't think I have to sell you on Squirrelstar. She's one of the most popular characters in the books. Like Sunstar, we haven't seen her as leader for a long time, but in that time, she did a perfectly fine job. She kept ThunderClan afloat while Bramblestar's spirit was lost, and she's being reasonable over the issues with RiverClan in the Starless Clan books. It's not a lot, but with what I've had to discuss on this list, it doesn't take a lot to be one of the better ThunderClan leaders. Number 2. Thunderstar. Being the first ThunderClan leader ever, he's most certainly one of the most important, especially in the way he distinguishes himself against his cruel father Skystar, by creating a clan that is so much more accepting to all cats. He's always advocating for giving others the benefit of the doubt, almost to a fault, as he shelters the evil Quickwater because he didn't see her as proven guilty. But it just goes to show his intolerance for cats being driven out, as Frost being driven out of SkyClan is what caused him to leave his father in the first place. During his time as leader, he's never afraid to put himself in danger to protect others, whether that's the Great Battle, the Slash conflict, or in his novella, when he loses a life putting himself at risk to stop a dog problem. Number 1. Firestar. No cat has a record quite so perfect as the original. He did so much to help others that, to this day, cats still complain that ThunderClan is always sticking their noses in other clans' business. He led ThunderClan into the Blood Clan battle, and Dark Forest battle, and single-handedly defeated the leader of both of those groups to bring an end to both of those battles. And when he's not saving ThunderClan, he's going on a quest to bring SkyClan back from ceasing to exist, correcting the mistake of the worst ThunderClan leader. He's so perfect that, as a reader, you could complain he's unrealistic. But we're not judging that. We're judging, is he a good leader? And in that case, he's number 1. So that's the list. This one was really hard to rank, so I totally understand if you have an opinion that's different from mine. Alright, bye everyone!